The pizza is really, really good. So I got like it's a flatbread pizza, but they put pork on it. I don't know if y'all can see it. Flatbread pizza with pork on it. And then in old fashioned, it's like a hazel old fashioned. The place is called Verified Rooftop. It's like close to this area called IT Park. And IT Park is like I don't want to say upscale, but it's like up and coming. When I say upscale, I mean like everything is expensive, but everything is not expensive. It's more like affordable if you make US dollars. So think of it as like if you've been to I don't know, Austin, right? It's an area called the Domain. The Domain is upscale, but it's not upscale like they make it out to be. So it's like upscale but affordable to someone from the US. So I recommend that y'all come to this area. But I'm gonna eat real quick and then I'm gonna talk to y'all about delayed gratification. Delayed gratification. Y'all gonna love this one. I'll be back. Test. 1, 2, 3. So I have a friend that's supposed to be coming here. He doesn't know that I'm going to talk about this topic, but the topic is this. Where was it? Oh, the someday delusion or deferred happiness syndrome. And this kind of ties back into that 401k thing, but this is truly about like the whole idea of delayed gratification, right? Thank you, man. Yes, it's fine. It's fine. Thank you. It's good. I also ordered a watermelon ginger, so I'm just trying different stuff out here, just living. But yeah, so the idea of like delaying gratification, and so the thing about it is we do so many things where you say, oh, I'm gonna slow grind this thing out until I'm old, and that's when you decide you're gonna enjoy your life, right? So like that's why I say the 401k is such a bad idea. Like think about what you're doing. You planning something that's not guaranteed to work for you well past your 60s when you can't even do anything. Like imagine all of the things you won't be able to do when you 60. Like some people can't even work out the same or simply walk the same anymore. You know what I mean? If you can't even walk, why would you wait to enjoy life? Or maybe some people don't know that you can the things that you can do while you're young versus when you're older. Or we take it like for granted. Like think of like how much freedom I'm experiencing because I'm not looking at, I don't want to say delayed gratification is bad because some people mistake that the wrong way, right? Delayed gratification, they think something like taking out a loan on a vehicle is they think that's what I'm talking about, but I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about a serious decision that could free you now versus a serious decision that could put you in jeopardy later. So I'm talking about two completely different things. So the question is, what's up, bro?
What's up?
This the man I was talking about. He took a different route from me, right? He got a completely different route that I took.
Yeah, I got here super fast.
Yeah.
You gotta like get a U-turn.
You could take some of the pizza. I could order another one too. It's a flatbread. But yeah, he took a different route. I'm gonna introduce him. He took a completely different route than I took to get free. Like he's not trapped in one location. I'm gonna probably get him to explain himself.
Get out the matrix.
Yep. He already know the terms for it and everything. So he got out the matrix I know what he does, but I want him to explain what he does, right? So, but the whole idea is why put yourself through delayed gratification when you could figure out a way to not have to do that that doesn't jeopardize your future. Like enjoy yourself now, and you could continue to enjoy yourself when you're older. You could say, "Oh, I don't have regrets. I did my thing when I was young, and I'm still doing my thing." You know what I'm saying? So I'm gonna explain what I did. Y'all already know what I did. But I'll explain how I made that determination. I've worked like multiple jobs, and every time I work these jobs, what'll happen is layoffs will come, and the first thing that'll happen is you got to dip into your 401k. And when you dip into your 401k, what they're gonna do? Take out the taxes, penalize you. So you're like, well, what was the point of me doing a 401k? I could have just saved it on my own. So after getting laid off by like two companies, I was like, well, I could just manage my own account and not deal with the penalties of using my own money. And I don't have to pay somebody to manage it, right? So that was my route. I was like, I'm gonna manage my own money. And then that went from managing my own money to managing my own freedom. You get what I'm saying? So that's like my route. I'm gonna let his name is Don. I'm gonna let him explain himself. If you want to, you want to explain yourself?
I don't mind. It's all good.
Okay, so I'm gonna let him explain himself after he orders something though. So, alright, I got an old fashioned, bro.
Good.
Yeah.
That's usually what I get. I think I get something with tequila. Because tequila keeps me settled.
I got you. So I'm gonna get back to y'all real quick. I'm gonna update him on what I'm talking about, and then I'm gonna let him speak on his life. I'll be back. That's recording now. So
What area is this actually?
it's I wouldn't say this is IT Park.
It's not IT Park anymore.
It's,
IT Park is where we are.
Yeah. I don't know. It look nice though.
It is nice over here.
I was saying we not in IT Park, but we like close. We like close by.
We got 2 drinks, so that's just fruit juice.
It's a fruit juice. It's watermelon and ginger.
This guy.
Yeah. So I have 2 rules, right? Don't discuss your family. I don't discuss my fam. Don't mention no siblings, no parents, nothing. Just you, cause you're gonna be a wealthy man one day, and I don't want you to shoot yourself in the foot, cause people might try to kidnap who's close to you. It's funny, but it's real,
No,
right?
I've been kidnapped for money before.
Oh, see. Well, the mic probably didn't pick that up, but you could say what I was gonna say. He said he's been kidnapped for money, so he knows what I'm talking about. Real brothers do real things. We're not gonna curse you. At least say the N word, right?
Cool.
All right. So I'm gonna pass the mic to you. You say, tell me about yourself. Tell them your name. Talk about yourself and how you freed yourself from the matrix. How you basically skip the whole delayed gratification responsibly, like what you do to make sure you're able to be places like this long term.
Yeah.
So tell them where you've been, where you make money, how you make money. You don't have to say the amounts. It's just enough for you to free yourself from the matrix. So go ahead.
Oh, thank you, sir. Drinking some what I normally drink, tequila. So we're in the Philippines, and what I always have been drinking here is a rum called. Thank you, Chief. Thank you, Poe. So thank you, Poe is like a term of endearment and respect here as well. I'm drinking tequila because I've been drinking too much of this Tandoy Filipino rum, which is like very cheap. It's like a big bottle of it is like $3, 150 pesos. And it doesn't give me a hangover either. So it's decent quality, and it's like 80 proof or something. It's crazy. But my name is Don. I come from Chicago. But I recently had been living in Atlanta for the past 7-8 years. I honestly, I had like the initial me getting out of the matrix initially for like a full month was, I work in the film industry in Atlanta. I'm an actor. And I had a car accident one day because the film industry had a huge strike for a while. There was a strike, so there was no movies. I used to work at Tyler Perry Studios as crew and everything, actor, crew, everything. So there was a huge strike. So there was no work. So the hustler in me was like, man, people in Atlanta are fairly lazy. So I just started doing Uber Eats, and I was making like, me and my friend just talked about it. I was making like over $6,000 a month. So I was making like a few thousand a week, or like like if it went crazy, I would make like 1,500 a week. If it went super crazy, I could make like $2,000, which is like a lot of money for just bringing people food. You know what I mean? But I had a little niche, and I ain't gonna share that with y'all because just in case I got to go back to it for a day or two, y'all can't steal it. But I had a little game plan. But anyhow, so I was out there doing my thing, and one day driving home at the end of the night, I just come back from Jamaica. My mom, she booked the trip, and she's like, "Oh, you're coming to Jamaica?" Like they lived on a resort and all that. I didn't have like I didn't go with them or whatever. And I'm not mentioning my family's name. I'm just saying something about a trip we took. And so I ended up being in Jamaica, and I had like one of the most wonderful experiences. I stayed at an Airbnb. I didn't live on a resort, so that meant I mingled with the locals. And I was just like, man, this is great. And so I'm on the phone talking to this girl in my ear. She's from Jamaica. I met her out there. And just like, I thought that I went past this guy, but out of my peripheral, this guy just out of nowhere smashed into my car. And I was in a rental. So the car was totaled. His car was stuck to mine. He got out of the car. He was super drunk. He was throwing bottles away. And then he was like, "Oh, what do you need?" And I was like, I need for the police to come. So he ran away. But before he left, he said something. He said, "I have State Farm insurance. You're going to be okay." And so I was like, all right, that's fine with me. So fast forward 6 to 8 months, I got a settlement for it. And with that settlement, I had a little bit of money, and I was like, man, I don't want to be having this money and freaking out about it, trying to flip it. So I decided to visit my best friend who is married to a Japanese girl, and they live in Japan. And I decided to do this trip for a full month because I had no like quarterly or daily responsibilities. Remember, I'm in the film industry. Things are shut down. You know, I can just do what I want, and I can go where I want. So I was like, screw this. I'm going to go for a full month. So I booked my tickets to a company called ZipAir. By the way, if you're coming to Asia from California, or you can just go to California to come to Asia, ZipAir has pretty much like near $300 flights to Japan. So that's a cheat code that y'all need to be writing down. It's called ZipAir. It's a Japanese airline. It's top of the line. They do it very good. And it's very safe, and I felt comfortable. So anyhow, I went to Japan for a month, and I was like, man, I need to go to school there because it's such a beautiful time. I went to Japan, and I came to the Philippines for a week. The other 3 weeks was in Japan. But I had such a great time that I just decided I'm going back there, you know. And this was 2024. And so I was like, I'm going back there, like, come hell or high water. So I tried to go to school in Japan, and I looked it up, and it was just all these stipulations. And my mother was like, you should just go to school in America. And remember, you get your money back, and you've never taken out student loans or anything. I was like, I'm gonna consider it, you know. And then I was just like, you know what, screw this, I'm going for it. I took out like the smallest student loan you can take. It's only like $2 or $3 grand a semester. It's not really substantial. Something I can like.
For school in Japan or
school in America, school in Atlanta.
Okay.
But I'm going online. So
all right,
even now, I'm in school, but I'm going online. But I'm also an actor. Keep that in mind, guys, because that comes in later. So, like, they give you all this money back. You get like a Pell Grant. Like, just know this, guys. The government gives you about $4,000 to $5,000 per semester to go to school. Your classes will only cost about $2,000.
Especially if it's in town. Right?
Yeah, and I definitely use the declaration because I had all you have to have is a light bill. So say if you go to another state, all you have to have is a light bill and an address. Even if you have an out of town ID.
For the sake of this video, you lived in the state of where you went to school, right?
Yes, I lived, but no, I did. I lived in Atlanta for 7 years. I worked at Tyler Perry Studios. I lived in West Atlanta. I also lived in East Atlanta. I love Atlanta. 7 years. I've been on all the TV shows there. The Resident, Doom Patrol, Captain America, the TV show, like the Winter Soldier, like and the Falcon. All those shows filmed there, and I was also in like a lot of movies there. Zombieland 2. I also got to do Spider-Man there. I was just an extra, but I networked so hard, just like how I met him, that I started to get lead roles. So like they would give me day player roles and stuff like that, and so that was cool. But then again, there was a strike, so there was no film industry. And then I came to Japan, off the strength of that settlement. And my mom, she put a little bug in my ear, and she was like, I would just do whatever, and make sure I get there and make sure I'm good. So I decided, I was like, I'm just going to take out these loans. I'm not afraid. I know I can make money. I'm a hustler. And so, boom, that was that. 2025, I stayed in school at 2024 for a semester, the winter semester. Didn't mind, paid all the bills, did all my things. But I was just like so tired and I just felt stagnant. And I was like, all right, screw this. All my classes will be online. So you get a VPN, you make all your classes online, and the state universities will accept it as if you are in the States.
Yeah.
So you're fine. And for the sake of this video, I am in the States. I'm just joking. No, my teachers and everybody knows, the IT guy at my school knows. I was like, yo, I'm in.
Yeah, that's the point of remote school, is you could be anywhere.
You want to be, and your educational facility allows it. They will allow it, by the way. So don't feel scared if you were making this choice. Don't feel afraid. Feel empowered, because these are things that the government, your American government or whatever government you come from that pay for your college, these are things that are due to you as a citizen of that that country. So fast forward, here we are. It's January. I did the winter semester, and then January. I just decided. I started working for Google, driving autonomous cars, and I decided that in April, once all my school money came, I was leaving. Because usually it comes to you in April and October, and I just decided I was leaving. But I thought I was gonna come back. This was in April of 2025, guys. It's almost April of 2026. I have not been back. Yes. And so I just left, and I just decided that was going to be that. I wasn't going to allow anything to hold me back. When I worked for Google, they paid for me a hotel room all the time in California. So I went, put everything in my car from my apartment. I started like getting rid of things, giving my cousin couches, giving away coffee tables, all of these things. And then next thing you know, April came, the job, they were like, oh, can you stay a little bit longer? Blah, blah, blah. I was like, nope. I already booked this ticket. It was a great job, guys. I'm gonna tell you. Google was giving me money to drive a car in sunny California for like 6 hours a day. And so 18 of the other hours of that day was mine. And like I was in like Anaheim, Los Angeles, near San Diego, like best Mexican food, best food ever. But something about Asia was calling me. So I just left in April on the 1st, April Fool's Day, because I was a fool for not leaving, And so I left and went to Japan for a month, came to the Philippines for a month. Then it was my birthday was coming up, and so this is like May. My birthday's in June. I'm a Gemini guy, so some of you guys out there might not like me. And so in June, I'm a 420 partaker. Let's just say that. So I'm telling my friend who lives in Japan, I'm like, man, I really want to partake in some 420 activities. He's like, why don't you just go to Thailand? It's legal there. And I was like, what? I look it up, and my eyes got bigger than I don't know, Buddy Guy playing strings. I was like, oh my God, it's so true. So went there for my birthday, stayed for a month, hated it, went back to the Philippines. Didn't love it as much as I did the month before. So I just decided Thailand is very affordable because I was running out of money. And then, so this is August, I go back, I book an Airbnb for 2 months because I know in October I got money coming to me. And the Airbnb for 2 months was $600, guys. It was so cheap. Crazy. Yeah, it was so cheap. But this was I will say this was a single room hostel with shared bathrooms, but the experience is so much better. And initially, when you first come into Bangkok, especially a big city, to live in something like that, because you meet so many people and you socialize so much. It's almost like a college dorm room because you get your own room, and they do housekeeping. They clean up your room, everything like that. It's called Zen Hostel. It's in the Udam Souk area. I highly recommend it. I really love the person that runs it. She's a really good friend of mine. But she also has some other apartments, some single rooms as well, for only $10 more, $5 more a night, maybe tops.
So
which
it's probably like 500,
450, 400, yeah, a month. So super cheap still. So then I ended up staying in Thailand, guys, until about December or January, 6-7 months. And then fast forward, here we are here. Came here in February. Came back to the Philippines in February, and now I'm all set to go back at the end of March here for another 6-month stint. And you can do it too. Like, I'll be back there until October, till my next money drop. But while I was there from December until about February, I got booked for an Indian film in Bollywood. Ended up getting flown to India because I was doing little TV shows, Thailand has a film industry, guys. Don't be afraid to come out there, bring your headshots, get into the film industry. And from that, I ended up going to India 3 separate times, like really not liking India the first time, loving it the second time, and more loving it again the third time. It's not a place to stay forever, but a week increment, you'll like it. Great food. Go to the West Bandra area. It's a very nice, posh area. And yeah, man, I just think like if you feel like you're stagnated where you are, there's nothing wrong with going somewhere else and trying something different. Like, I'm working on music with local Thai artists, with local Japanese artists, with local artists from the Philippines. Like, it's just been a great experience, and I recommend it for anybody. So if you have college courses, college credit, all those things, like if you can go back to college, go and do all of that stuff, register in the state that you are in, get all of your extra money back. If you're not afraid, take out some loans. If you're a hustler, but if you're not, you can also file bankruptcy at some point. Donald Trump did it. You can do it. And just don't be afraid. You know what I mean? Like, that would be my biggest advice to anybody. Don't be afraid to live in the sky, because being tethered to the ground is worse than what you fear or what you're being afraid of.
And I'm gonna kind of ask them questions about that, right? Because that's like so there's a term called what's the term? Homeostasis, right?
Okay.
So homeostasis means it's in the word, the Greek term, right? Homeo means same, stasis means state, right?
Oh, the same state.
So what people are genetically wired to do the same thing because they fear of what could happen if you do something different. So what you'll notice is, like, if you drive to work, no matter what, you take the same route. It could be a block different, but you never do it because you already know what's going to happen if you take that same route. Whether you know it's traffic there, you know for a fact whether you late or early, you're going to get there. So your brain takes the most comfortable route. It's like the path of least resistance.
Yes, the easiest way.
Yeah, well, it's not the easiest way. It was the way that worked.
Right.
So you could have been doing it the most difficult way, but because of homeostasis, you're going to do the same thing.
Over and over.
Right. You won't even listen to the easier route. You get what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So back to the question. So most people fall into the homeostasis where they do the same thing over and over again, and they fear change, or they fear either becoming too great, or they fear of being worse off than they were before. Mm-hmm. Not realizing that if you fail, you just go back to doing what you were already doing. Yeah, but I think what happens is people talk so much trash when maybe they've had an experience where they did veer off and they talk so much trash that they were embarrassed about going back. You know what I'm saying? Gotcha. So that plays a big role into people being so afraid of doing something different, like leaving to go to Japan and in Japan for school, and while you're in school, and then India to work, and it's literally you're doing the same thing you did back in
Atlanta. Yeah, no.
So how did you come across that feeling of homeostasis? And if you did, tell me how you what was the thing that made you overcome it?
I have a great story. So, like a few weeks before, like 2 weeks before I was scheduled to leave, I woke up in the middle of my sleep and I was like, I'm gonna be going to a place where I don't speak any of the language. Like, I was very afraid, guys. Like, I actually was having panic attacks. I was waking up out of my dreams, like kind of being like, man, I'm not gonna be speaking any of the words that the locals are speaking. Like, this is gonna be very scary for me. But I will say this, even in Atlanta, I only really had a few friends because of like the film industry and how compartmentalized things are, that I was like, man, I'm almost not speaking the language of these people anyway here. you know, almost in essence, right? Like I'm not really hanging out with a big group of people. I don't have like anything tethering me to it. You know what I mean? All of my family is in Chicago or like, you know, in the Midwest or like the East Coast. So it's like I don't have to. Thank you. Sorry. Thank you, Paul. So I felt like because and then an initial thing that I had happen to me too was in Chicago. I lived on a certain side of Chicago that's very dangerous and very like it's very scary. So I lost my best friend, and he was doing something to he passed away in a car accident going to college into Lincoln, Missouri, and we'd helped this kid overcome so much stuff. His mother, she was into drugs in Chicago. My dad adopted him, just all these things, and he still passed away, guys. So I was like, man, it's like it's almost like a non-winning situation just to stay here. So I just decided to start hanging out on what they call the North Side in downtown in Chicago. And with that came a lot of change because a lot of those people don't share the same opinions as people do on where I'm from, you know, and you know, it's just not all like Chicago is pretty segregated. So like most of the people I was used to are all black. The people I started hanging out with were mostly Asian and Caucasian. You know, my best friend who I came to to Japan he was Filipino. So I think I cracked the seal there of like doing the norm, like the mundane thing of like staying in one area. But I have had, and also the friends that I became friends with, it was this really smart kid. His name was Joe. And he used to say, your brain does this thing like where if you live somewhere more than 3 or 5 years, like after a certain amount of time, it becomes a blur. Like you don't like have your memories don't, it just all kind of mesh together.
Because it's the same, it becomes same old.
Yes, but if you move a lot, you can like those memories can be fresh because you're not always doing the same thing every day.
That makes sense.
And so I was like, you know what? I have to see if this works because like there was points in Chicago where I would remember living I lived in this area called Logan Square for 7 years. And then I lived in Atlanta for 7 years. And like sometimes the memories would like mesh. And I was like, Joe was right. This is crazy. And it's crazy that I would live in these places for 7 years at a time. Like this is like a thing that I do, I guess, you know? And so I think that was the beginning, was just like having my memories not be able to be separated because I would try to like so hard to remember something that happened, but then I couldn't. You know what I mean? And I was like, all right, I don't want that anymore. You know what I mean? And so that took me out of it. And it was also listening to people. We used to hang out in 420 activities with Joe, and like my friend would tell me, we were young, I was like 18, and we would lay on the floor and we'd be like, Joe, what happens in the stars, and how does the mind work? And he was like a really smart like guru like guy. Like this guy, I'm telling you, he understood .coms, he understood the internet in like 2002, 2003. He like understood where it was going, way ahead. And so he gave us just all this advice and all this lessons. And I just think it shaped me so profoundly because here was an Italian guy, and he was letting me sleep. Like he let me come over to his parents' house. I slept in their basement. I wake up, I look at the wall. His dad's daughters are like cheerleaders for the Chicago Bears, my favorite team, you know. It was just all these things that was just like life. There are these signs. You have to pay attention to life a lot because there are these signs of things that you really love or that you really like or that really matter to you, and they reoccur in places that you take yourself that you don't like, that you don't feel comfortable in. And these signs are signs to make you feel comfortable there, if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like I'm here, I see people walking around.
Like a psychological anchor.
Reassurance, So I'll see people walking around with like Jordan jerseys in the Philippines. Guys, in 1993, I had season tickets to Bulls games. One of my family members bought season tickets to the Bulls game, and because I was a huge Jordan fan, so I went to 40 games. Even when this family member was sick, I got other family members to take me. He had a cold. I was like, I'm going to the game tonight, right? I need those tickets. Like, wow. So there are little signs. You have to not, because when you start to doubt yourself, you have to look for those signs and give yourself grace because you're not gonna make every decision correctly, but it's gonna be the right decision for you, and at the time that you need it. And so, yeah, here I am. I met him. He met me. We were just hanging out, walking down the street. I came to Cebu IT Park to kind of control my 420 vices, my girl vices, just all these my party vices, like anything that I feel like I don't have control over. I came to the Philippines to allow me to control myself, and I gave up something, but I gained a lot of other things. Like I've met all type of people that are into great types of business, people that do this, social media. So this is a great place, like for the business-minded people, I would say. Coming here is much better than Manila. Manila is the party, it's the big city, but Cebu is like where people come to do business, when they come to the Philippines.
Show y'all another view. Look.
This is beautiful, guys. This is a blessing. Like we're just here by the grace of God and our own decisions, right? And I just say again, don't be afraid to take a chance on yourself. Don't be afraid to go into a little bit of debt. Some of my friends are out here. They're not even spending cash. A friend of mine, he's a credit guru here. Everything that he spends is on his credit balances. And then he uses the rewards he uses the rewards to travel. So hotel rewards, pay for his hotel. If you want a car, he has car rewards. And then he just keeps the balances low, like at 30% or less or whatever. And he's able to travel. And so he takes all of his cash and he puts it into investments to make more money. So his cash is making money while he's traveling on rewards from credit cards. So
he can continue with that. Y'all know I'm against debt. I'm completely against it. But I know people use it. I know people who do that are like 10% of the world is responsible enough to do that. So I have to put that disclaimer. Like someone like that who, yeah. So there's not. I'm against debt, but if you're very responsible and whatever debt you accumulate and you could pay it off like completely in one day, I'm all for it. But someone that he's describing is very, very responsible. So if you do decide to take that route, be extremely responsible. You better be able to pay that off like 5 to 10 times. And I'm only saying that because this is a finance channel. Thank you, sir.
And let me give it.
So I'm gonna pass that.
Yeah, the person that I mentioned, by the way, he owned a restaurant in Texas. He's buying a bar here in Lapu-Lapu. Like he's a hustler, and then he also has money put up. He gave his wife a house in Los Angeles in a divorce. And he's still here, very well off. So don't if you can't be responsible with debt, do not do that. Me personally, I am I'm an alpha hustler. So like I can go back to America, I can hustle, and not even we're not talking about anything illegal. I'm talking about all legal things that I can do. I can go back and get in the film industry, do crew work. I have a certain set of tools that will allow me to get paid, $50 an hour in the film industry, things of that nature. Now, and we can do the math on that. You do 12-hour days on set. So I would be doing 60-hour weeks at $50 an hour. That's $3,000 a week. You know what I mean? So I would be paying that back within less than a month, Yeah, so I would be paying that back within less than a month. So never go into anything if you're irresponsible, because I do agree with him on that you shouldn't really accrue debt. But if you are a person who has a set of tools and a skill set that can get you paid a certain amount of money, and that you can almost rely on that skill set, and you can go back to that and pay that debt off, then you can do that. But there's only 10%. I agree with him. There's only 10% of the population. Most people can't do that, and most people will allow the stress of these types of things to weigh on them way too much. So never get into a fight that you can't win when it comes to finances and debt and things like that. Only punch at your weight level. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
My bad. I ain't gonna.
Nah, you good, you good. It's all on different viewpoints. That's why I say nothing is absolute. Like if that's what he does to, because I'm all for that. If he knows what he's doing, because almost everybody has a credit card. I use credit cards too, because I don't keep cash. Like I think I keep I keep at the most like 2 grand of cash in a checking account, and everything else is either in a market or in a savings account that accrues. You know what I mean? So I never have nothing that costs that much to where I need it like immediately.
Right now.
Yeah. So I do use it, but I don't. If you can go without it, then yeah,
You should.
yeah. So
If you can avoid it, avoid it. If you can avoid it, avoid it.
but we about to finish eating and drinking. We just chilling in this area. You want to know the funny part about this? This is a business expense, all tax deductible, and I'll explain why. Right? We are in another country, so I'm not in my hometown. He's not in his hometown. He also has a YouTube channel. I have a YouTube channel. So this is a what you would consider a business conversation, right? It was whether one, it's a video, and then two, we are discussing money, right? So this is whatever I order. Maybe not the alcohol, but the food or whatever. I can say technically I can say the alcohol is entertaining my client, right? But I'm just this is all theoretical and hypothetical. But I'm saying is how it's crazy how you can operate if you just open your mind to many different things. You know what I mean? So
My YouTube channel.
yeah.
Sports, Shorts, and Passports is my YouTube channel. That's Sports, Shorts, and percent, not AND, the and % symbol, Passports. So Sports, Shorts, and percent, Passports. Thank you.
So what I'll do is I'll put a link to his YouTube channel. Thank you, sir. I'll put a link to his YouTube channel in this video. I think YouTube, they made it to where you could tag people and
Yeah, we can collab on
yeah. So I'll put him in here, and you can access his videos. But we're gonna finish eating. If we talk about something else, me, I'm a whip out the camera again. So, but until then, I see y'all. Thank y'all for watching. By the way, if you want to learn how to trade from me, go to my Calendly and book with me. Also, y'all know I sell merchandise. Go to TyroneStockShop.com. Buy shirts, hoodies, t-shirts, hats, the hats. So just have fun with that. Until next time, peace.
I do that too. Peace.